Hello everyone, this is Abhijit and welcome to this video. This video is going to be my entry for hashtag KKR mock auction contest, and as you can see I'm a huge KKR fan, and each auction I look forward to a new team, but with the same enthusiasm and same passion that I have been carrying since 2008, and इस साल भी कोई डिफरेंट नहीं है. इस साल भी वही एक्साइटमेंट एंड वही एक नर्वस एनर्जी है कि जितने साल हम अपने फेवरेट नाइट्स को पर्पल एंड गोल्ड में देख रहे थे, कुछ नाइट्स हमसे होपफुली ना बिछड़े, बट ऑक्शन का डायनामिक ही ऐसा ही होता है कि कुछ प्लेयर्स बिछड़ते हैं एंड कुछ फ्रेश नाइट्स, कुछ लेजेंड्स, इंटरनेशनल लेजेंड्स हमारे साथ जुड़ते हैं. सो आफ्टर रिटेनिंग आंद्रे रसल, सुनील नारिन, Venkatesh Iyer and Varun Chakravarti, we are left with 48 crores of our purse, and this is quite a tricky amount, to be honest, because this is the maximum number of players that we could retain, and we could have retained, and we have done that. Honestly, I'm looking forward to this auction because there is a scope of finding a new larger than life character for KKR who will be leading us, and honestly that larger than life character is vacant since the time Gautam Gambhir left. We need to build our batting around Venkatesh Iyer and Andre Russell, and our spin bowling looks sorted. What I think, with all due respect to Venkatesh Iyer and his international success, or rather international call up, I still feel that he is half a season old, and we should probably look for someone like Shikhar Dhawan, or say Fab du Plessis, or David Warner, so that a tried and tested opener will nullify that risk of having a youngster like Venkatesh Iyer in our opening slot. So let's look at the data that is available, like how big players who are openers are performing in the IPL so far. Okay, so I mean, how to judge a batsman? What is the other way than checking his average and the strike rate? And you can see there are two players who are completely standing out. One is David Warner and the other is Johnny Bairstow. And David Warner is in excess of 140 when it comes to his strike rate, and he's also striking at around 42 in terms of his average, and same goes with Johnny Bairstow, who is a little bit ahead. But there are other names, Suresh Raina, who has been with CSK for so long that it's almost synonym for us to think of Suresh Raina in CSK. Ishan Kishan, Rahul Tripathi, Nitish Rana, Quinton de Kock. These players have been opposing a strike rate of somewhere between 130 to 140, and average of anywhere around say 25 to 35. Faf du Plessis is a little bit ahead of them in terms of average, but he's also a little bit lower than Raina and Ishan Kishan in terms of strike rate. Steve Smith has been a proven winner as well. He's also in this contender. If you look at other few names, that is Aaron Finch and Riddhiman Shah, who has a little bit of lower average, but they are also having good strike rate of close to 130. Owen Morgan, I mean, he has done so good for England, but honestly, because of his last season in KKR, his average and strike rate has fallen a lot in the IPL. He is averaging anywhere around 23 to 24, and his strike rate is hardly 120 plus, which used to be 130, 140. And same goes with Manish Pandey, whose average is 30, but he is doing at around 122, and same with Ajinkya Rahane. So for me, I am going to choose one player who will be our opening batsman alongside Venkatesh Iyer. For me, first is Shikhar Dhawan, there is no doubt. And if I have to choose another player, because the auction dynamic is as such that you don't find whom you want, because who comes first, who comes second, and David Warner, I mean, he has been a proven match winner, and his stats is saying this. So, and if you have to go to another option, then it has to be the CSK opener, ex-CSK opener rather. If we buy him, then it has to be Fab du Plessis. So let's look at one of the very interesting fact about Shikhar Dhawan in terms of his consistency. He has been scoring so well in the last 6 IPLs that his his average is 533 runs per season in last 6 years. So he has been a tried and tested opener, and he had just finished a captaincy stint with the Team India in Sri Lanka. So he can be our captaincy candidate as well. So for one place alongside Venkatesh Iyer, I would go with option one, that is Shikhar Dhawan. If he is not available, somehow he goes to say Punjab or say Bangalore, then we can definitely look to have David Warner, who might be in equal bracket in terms of auction price as Shikhar Dhawan, but I'm sure Fab du Plessis will be say 20 to 30% cheaper than Shikhar Dhawan, and he will also bring a lot of into the squad in terms of his international experience and his skill set. I mean, if we take these four players, Shikhar Dhawan, du Plessis, David Warner, and add another premium wicketkeeper batsman Ishan Kishan, then I have something interesting here, that is these players are both good in the power play and in the middle overs as well, as we have Russell in the depth for KKR to finish those games and get those quick runs. So the power play percentage of Shikhar Dhawan is little bit low, but I mean, if you look at his dot ball percentage, I think everyone is having the numbers between 43 except for Ishan Kishan, who is a little bit in the higher range. And if you look at the stats of Shikhar Dhawan here, he is I mean, he will be a good companion for Venkatesh Iyer, because he is striking it slow in the first power play, that is at 121, but he is going well after that power play in the middle overs, that is from 7 to 15 he is striking at around 130. But David Warner comes as a package, and his strike rate is 133 in the power play, and close to 140 after that. Everyone can rotate the strike well if the situation demands that, and I mean, everyone is having around less than 30% dot ball percentage in the 7 to 15 over power play, in the 7 to 15 overs area. So that's also optimal value that I found, and these four players stand out. But again, as I said, I'll go with Shikhar Dhawan. If he's not available, then only David Warner, and last option will be Fab du Plessis. So for one spot, these three are my names, and these three are always going to be a captaincy material. Okay, now let's come to our middle order. We have 2 slots to fill, so that at 5 or 6 Andre Russell will come, and there is a room for wicketkeeper batsman. So here's the data for that, and I'm choosing I'm a little bit stuck between Shreyas Iyer and Manish Pandey and Nitish Rana and Rahul Tripathi at the moment. Honestly, if you look at Shreyas Iyer, he did not have a good strike rate in the last IPL. He had around 100, but many matches were being played in Sharjah and all the slowest kind of ground. So that should not be a concern here. But from 7 to 15 overs, almost everyone is having around 30% in terms of dot ball percentage, and if you look at their boundary percentage, then everyone is close to for 12 to 15% here. But there's one name which comes to my mind automatically, because he was part of KKR in the last IPL and he did wonders, that is Rahul Tripathi. His dot ball percentage used to be, I mean, his overall dot ball percentage is 38, and he hits every 5th ball for a boundary, and at around 37% he is scoring singles. So he has good strike rotating ability, which we all saw. But there's one thing that struck me a long ways. His strike rate, his dot ball percentage has come down to 32.86% in the last IPL, and this is I mean, he's showing that improvement, and honestly, if he would not have been injured in the final, there could be a different story, and who knows, who might have been the champion. So I am going with Rahul Tripathi at the number 3. Now for number 4, I am going with either Nitish Rana or Shreyas Iyer, because Shreyas Iyer is looking for captaincy as per what we have seen or what we have heard in the budge. And if we are looking to make him captain, then we must go hard for him, because it's a supply and demand. After all, he wants captaincy. Delhi could not do that. Ahmedabad, Lucknow, they did not do that, and we desperately need a leader. So there is a demand for us, and he's giving that, or rather he has that demand, and we are supplying that role to him. So that motivation will always be in him in terms of leading a franchise, and he's in the scheme of things of Indian selectors at the moment. So other uncapped Indians will also get motivated from him, from an Indian regular. There is always high hopes on Indian regular, and he knows how to deal with a good franchise, because he took that captaincy from Gautam Gambhir, and in the last 2 seasons Delhi has been doing really well, and they are also consistent. Many credit goes to Shreyas Iyer. So for me, first option for number 3, I mean, I'm not going with anyone else. I need Rahul Tripathi at any cost. And at the number 4, if we can get Shreyas Iyer, well and good. Otherwise, Nitish Rana. Then number 5, I will be going with Andre Russell, because Andre Russell, I mean, there is no point of discussing his stats, because whatever he brings onto the table, only he can bring that. There is no one else in the world who can replace Andre Russell. And to have someone who will partner Andre Russell, I am choosing KS Bharat. He is taking a single in 45% of the balls he is facing. This will be a really skill which can KKR use to partner him with Andre Russell, because Andre Russell, I mean, if you find someone who can give strike till Andre is there, what else do you need? And also Shikhar Bharat has that finishing skills which we have already seen. And there is one more person whom I'll be interested to buy, who is our big bash leading run scorer of this year, and he's also the wicket keeper, that is Ben McDermott. So if we go with Shikhar Dhawan at the top, then we might go with another overseas, and that can be Ben McDermott. I want one specific guy in our team who will be the backup of Andre Russell, or if needed, he'll replace any other international, overseas international, or he can always start in the playing 11, which is Mohammad Nabi. If you look at his stats are literally crazy, and honestly, it has not been explored, and these things has not been, I mean, he has not been unleashed in IPL so far. If you look at Mohammad Nabi, his boundary percentage is 21 and his strike rate is 151. If you look at his international record as well, which is 142, and he has it 98 fours and 85 sixes. I want Mohammad Nabi in our team, because he will also get he will also give those precious 3 to 4 overs to our captain, and his bowling has still been unexplored in IPL. Now coming to the spin bowling department, it's all sorted. For backup of that, anyway, Mohammad Nabi is already there as the backup of Andre Russell. So one more guy that I will be looking forward to is R. Sai Kishore, who has been with different franchise in last few years, and he did well in TNPL. Also, there's one more person, Pawan Negi, who has been already part of us in the last year. So if we can get back him for say 20 or 50 lakhs, then another backup job will be completed. Now let's go to the fast bowling department, and honestly speaking, these are a few names that I found who has brilliant record in the power play. So these are the bowlers whom I will choose from to bowl for KKR in the power play. And Saudi, nobody had picked him last year, and he came as the replacement of Pat Cummins, and honestly, he did really well. He has the dot ball percentage of 48, and he gave away just 45 runs in all the 6 overs that he bowled. So he has been one of the dark horse and unsung hero of KKR in the last season. Of course, he has been doing great for New Zealand in the past few years, but his potential can be explored and exploited in bowling friendly pitches. And if you look at one more person, that is Washington Sundar, he is going at an economy of 6.97, that is close to 7 in the power play, and he also gives you that batting skills. If you look at Deepak Chahar and Shivam Mavi, they are also having similar numbers, but Deepak Chahar has been brilliant because he has been doing this consistently with CSK in last few years, whereas Shivam Mavi has missed many games because of his injury. Deepak Chahar, and the other one will be Shivam Mavi, and of course Shivam Mavi will also be in the starting playing 11. Yeah, and Washington Sundar, if we can get him somehow, then whether we will be having the room to play him, I don't know, because there is already Varun Chakravarti and Sunil Narine. But if we get him, then we can definitely play him in place of Shivam Mavi in spin friendly pitches, because Andre Russell can bowl a few overs here and there to fill in as the third seamer, because I am choosing Loki Ferguson as our 11th player in the starting 11, because I mean, I don't need to show any numbers here. This is a pure emotional decision from my end as a fan, because he has been brilliant in the second leg of the IPL, and his Yorkers, he can nail Yorkers at will. Although sometimes he can go here and there, like what we saw in 2019 season, but he has been experienced and season campaigner for different franchise and New Zealand team. Probably he will be working very well with Brandon McCullum, and that connection will always be there. So your death bowler and the guy who will be taking wickets in the power play, they should always be sorted. For me, those three names are Shivam Mavi, Loki Ferguson, and Deepak Chahar. And to fill the backups, I have few names here. That is, I've already discussed about Mohammad Nabi, and honestly speaking, there's one guy, Abhishek Sharma, who also has crazy numbers in T20, and that has not been explored completely by any IPL team. He has played a few cameos for Delhi, and then of course Sunrisers, but his strike rate is close to 140, and his average is also 24, which is as good as a middle order batsman. And if he can bat alongside Andre Russell, then these numbers are enough. Also, his economy is 6.95, so he is a complete all-rounder, and honestly I want him in our team. And there are a few other names for the backups of batsmen. I'm going with Ishank Jaggi and Manan Vora, and there is one exciting talent in the under 19, that is Rajvardhan Hangrekar, and he can smash the ball long way. He is one of the power hitter, and of course many teams will go, but he can be the next Shubman Gill of KKR, the under 19 pedigree, who will making it big in Indian cricket. So yeah, and I honestly speaking, this could be one of the smart and money ball decision in this auction. If we can get Ajinkya Rahane as one of our backup, he can lead, he can bat in anywhere in top 3, and he has been one of the season campaigner for Indian cricket, and one of the regulars, legend in Indian cricket. Although his numbers are not that great in T20 cricket at the moment, but he has shown what he can do in the past. And our backups for fast bowling will be Prasidh Krishna, because he's one of the find of the IPL by KKR, who made it into the national team. So he can be the perfect backup, and of course he has a lot of experience for playing in KKR, so he can step in anytime. Whenever my other three backups for Fast bowling will be Rishi Dhawan, Siddharth Kaul and Sandeep Sharma, and the overseas backup for me will be Team Saudi. So that's all, KKR. Thank you for watching this video. Hope you liked it, and hope you choose me as one of the few lucky winners, or whoever wins. It will be a lifetime of an experience for a KKR fan. So yeah, that's all, and please let you fans or my co-fans let me know in the comments, like whom do you see, or what are the changes that you can feel or you can make from my squad. And yeah, that's it. So looking forward to our third cup this season. So Corbo Lord Bo Jeet Pore.